Today we are making a versatile condiment that you are going to love. This is a North African blend called Chermoula, made with oil, spices, and herbs, and it's big and bold flavor, just like you like it. Let me show you how to make it. All right, let's make Chermoula at home, my friends. This is one of my favorites. You know, there are actually many recipes like this around the world, urban oil-based sauces. If you've ever heard of something like South American chimichurri, or jug, or even Italian pesto, this is actually pretty similar, but what I love about this particular dish are all the spices that we include with it. It just makes it fantastic, versatile, super delicious, and nice and bold. But at its core, really, it's herbs and oil right here. So here I have some cilantro and I have some fresh parsley that we're going to get into a bowl here. And I have all of my ingredients set up. And you'll find variations around, you know, from location to location, but this is how I like to make mine at home. So we need about a cup of fresh cilantro. And you can chop it as much or as little as you want to, and I'll talk about sort of some of the processing in a bit. All right, into the bowl. It's about a cup. And we have fresh parsley here, and we're gonna do about equal amounts. Just give it a nice chop to your preference. All right, into the bowl. Next, we have a serrano chili that I'm using. And you can skip the serrano chili if you want it to be a milder version. Or if you want, you could use something like a jalapeno or even a zero heat bell pepper if you want that crunchy quality to it. But also, if you don't have serrano and you want another option, you can use something like crushed chili or chili flake. Extra zing factor. But I'm using some serrano chili from my garden. My serrano plant went insane this year. I've been letting him turn red and making lots of amazing hot sauce. All right, into the bowl.
Peppers and seeds are flying.
Peppers are flying everywhere. Dude, I'm kind of messy in the kitchen. All right, next, gorgeous garlic. We got garlic. I have 6 cloves of garlic here. You can really use a little bit more, a little bit less if you want to. And I'm gonna give it a rough chop, but you could mince it finely if you want to. It's really just how you like your garlic. All right, garlic is minced up how I like it. Into the bowl. And I have a shallot here. You can use onion, but shallot's a little milder. Gonna go ahead and peel this. Gonna go ahead and chop up your shallot. All right, shallot into the bowl. And next is lemon. So juice from 1 lemon. Gonna mix it in here. It's a juicy lemon. And I have my seasonings, which really makes this recipe truly shine. So here I have a tablespoon of cayenne. And cayenne's pretty spicy, so you can dial back on this if you want to, or use just half of it if you want. And I have 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. You can use hot or sweet as well. And a teaspoon of cumin, some ground cumin, freshly ground, salt to taste. And this is an optional ingredient, but I love to include it. To me, it's very important. Saffron. So I have 8, or I've got a little bit more than that, saffron threads that we're gonna go ahead and add to the mix. And saffron is, it's pretty expensive, so you can omit it if you want to, but it adds like this beautiful, subtle earthiness that I think you'll really love, and it makes this extra special. So let's go ahead and mix this together here. And the last ingredient is oil, olive oil. You wanna use a really good quality oil that you like the flavor of. So I've got a really nice olive oil that I'm using. But there's a couple ways you can proceed with this particular recipe. So the first way, which is the way that I like to do it, is I'm just gonna go ahead and add the oil, a half a cup of oil. Just mix it in. And if you wanted, you could add more oil, make it a little bit more oily. Another way to do it is, if you wanted to, you could process this in a food processor or a blender and drizzle the oil in and make it like a more of a creamy, kind of a dipper sort of a sauce. That's not really traditional, but it is a good way to do it if you wanted to. Or another way to do it is, if you have a molcajete, which I'm gonna grab here, or a mortar and pestle. So you could go ahead and blend it up. I'm gonna do maybe half of it here. I'm just gonna add some of it, and we can just kind of grind it up to a consistency that you prefer. It's nice that you have some versatility with this, not only in how you serve it, but really in how you want it to just present itself. This makes it just like a little bit more saucy. Still nice and rustic, so you still have texture. All right, I'm gonna add this back to my bowl. But right now, this is good to serve as it is. There are so many different ways to serve your chermoula. It is massively versatile. What I love about it is it's fantastic on anything off the grill, especially like grilled steak. It's just fantastic. Grilled fish for sure, 100%. Grilled shrimp. Chicken is outstanding. Pork, even vegetables. But it's not only just a finisher, it's also awesome as a marinade. So you can use this as a marinade. And that's one of the things I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make one of our favorite dishes here in the Chili Pepper Madness kitchen when I have chermoula on hand, and that is snapper. All right, got a couple of snapper fillets for me and Patty here. And this recipe works with any fish, really. All right, gonna add some of my chermoula to the baggie. Don't need a lot, just enough to cover the fish. All right, you want to get a good rub in here. Yes, yeah, look at that. Yeah. All right, get it nice and rubbed into your fish. And I'm gonna marinate this in the refrigerator. I'm just gonna do maybe a 15-minute marinade. You can go a little longer if you want to. Maybe get it going in the morning. Kind of easy to do. Make this way ahead, and then we're gonna cook it up. Hey guys, I love this recipe so much that I included it in my new cookbook, Flavor Madness. This is a top quality book. It's been a labor of love. Super happy with how it turned out, and I think you will love it. I absolutely hope that you will check it out, and I massively appreciate your support. Flavor Madness. All right, I got my chermoula marinated snapper here. Got myself a pan heated up to a nice medium high heat. I'm gonna go ahead and sear mine, but you guys can cook it however you want to. Look at that. Oh yeah. All right, guys, when you're ready to serve, little extra chermoula on top. Finish it up. Smells awesome in here. Yo. Patty's getting hungry. She might be getting hangry. Sorry, Patty. So a big question about chermoula is how long does it keep? You can keep this in the refrigerator in a sealed container for about a week or so. But it also freezes perfectly. I love to freeze it. I'll make a big batch. And you can see it right here, like here's a bit of frozen. You can put it into ice cube trays and freeze little batches of that, little serving sizes. Or I like to use, I have this product called Super Cubes that I highly recommend to everybody. They're silicone and they make freezing very easy and very awesome. But seriously, this is a batch that I made with carrot tops. So you can tell how extremely versatile this recipe is. All right, let's give it a taste. Beautiful. You are seriously gonna love this sauce. That's it, my friends. That's how you make chermoula. I'd love to hear what you think of the recipe in the comments below. And I do hope that you will check out my cookbook, Flavor Madness. Lots of amazing recipes just for you guys. And hey, if you're looking for more awesome recipes right here, boom and boom, I keep cranking them out. I love cooking. So, and I also really hope to see you at the website, chilipeppermadness.com. Lots more cooking and recipes for you guys. So, all right, I'll talk to you, see you in the kitchen next time. Bye.